I done blocked a lot of sheep and zombies, so I don't have to worry about the distractions as much. In any event, so this is not going to be a long upload, but there will be periodic uploads because DC, we're not talking politics. We're not doing politicking. DC is crumbling before your eyes, you guys. But I will do another video in regards to that. So you see the title, How to Deal with a Narcissist. Don't. It is easy. If you find out, oh, I should have cut this. If you find out individuals are narcissistic or whatever, don't deal with them. You cut them off immediately when you pick up the red flags or signs. Sometimes it take you a long time to pick it up. However, when you do pick up, hey, this is something is not right, cut it off. That's why it's important, like when you're going on dates, don't show individuals where you live at. Meet up in a public place. That way, if the date goes horribly wrong, you don't have to worry about the narc or whatever, or the obsessive, I can't do rejection. You know what I'm saying? Peeping into your windows, darlings. So how to cut a narcissist out? Block their number. Back in the day, we used to change numbers. If people don't get along or whatever, don't go back and forth. Narcissistic individuals like you to go back and forth because they like to drain your energy. If you don't allow them to drain your energy, then it sometimes it pisses them off. So there's an individual, obviously, y'all know, well, some of you might know who he is. I don't watch those kind of videos. Now, I find titles to be very hilarious. Like, if I'm bored, I'll be like, let me go ahead and, I don't even have to be bored to scroll. Give me 1 second, you guys. I don't have to be bored to scroll. It just be just like in my face. I'm like, I don't even speak about narcissistic flying monkeys, but since it's in my face and I'm bored and I'm on downtime and I'm on a hiatus, why not? You can never please a narcissistic individual. You can try to give them the entire world or whatever. They are never fulfilled. Never. Cut them off. Change your number. And if you have to relocate, pick up and leave. Pick up and leave, darlings. Whew. It's not even that hard. And narcissists are very, sometimes, if they're able to contain themselves, it takes you a long time to see the individuals are narcissistic and so into themselves and feel as though they can control you with their emotions or lack thereof. Because some of them don't even have emotions. They don't have the ability to love you. They cannot show empathy. And then they refer to no, they can't show sympathy, and they refer to empathy as love bombing. That's because they themselves are not capable of loving a human being, let alone love themselves. Because if you love yourself, why don't you seek real treatment? Don't go to Felita Hannah Pool plus more. Okay, DC? Don't go to Felita Hannah Pool. Real treatment, real counseling, and stop using counseling as a lifelong, eternal crutch. As a lifelong, eternal crutch. So individuals find narcissists to be very fascinating in a way where, take the word fascinating, put it in tough air quotes, darling. So when I tell you this, don't press play. Now, if you want to press play, use discernment or whatever, and just know that when you press play, you might see some awkward social behavior. Individuals may curse like a sailor, but individuals are capable of communicating without having to belittle individuals. These clowns and these pick-me Jezebels in the YouTube streets, they get blocked, they get belittled, they get their asses dragged all across the YouTube streets or whatever, and they do not respond. Why? Because they can't fuck with the facts. That's why they're always so emotional. Oh, every white person is racist. Oh, we need affordable housing. No, y'all need to get jobs. Y'all do not have any business living around individuals who pay real property taxes. They need to put these Jezebels on one freaking plantation. Now, as for other individuals who choose to do what they have to do without defrauding sensitive programs, more power to them. But those are rare exceptions. So obviously, individuals do not put them in the same box as extreme lazy individuals. And speaking of lazy, I've never seen individuals get a gig or whatever. Not that I care, darling, because I don't do Hollywood, okay? Hollywood does me. I'm teasing. But, you guys, look, narcissists are so weird. I've never seen anything like this before until I just like, wait, YouTube. I don't even watch these kind of videos, but you're putting it in my face. I had to stop myself just now because that it would have been a joke, but it would have just been in horrible taste. So I was just like, you know what? Put a little bit of discipline on it, darling. Stop it. See, narcs, they're not able to stop it. Narcs will go to the extreme, darling, and they will morph into you. They they will morph into you. They will try to steal your identity plus more. And they try to be like influencers. I'm like, develop your own mannerisms because I know people tags. I've been in these YouTube streets before they arrived into these YouTube streets during a monetization period only. And a lot of scammers are running away from the YouTube streets for lead a hand of pool plus more. I bet you want to do another sham interview trying to tell people how to turn 10 cents into $1 million. Yes, if you steal other people's money, darlings. And then you check out this dude. At least you finally showed your spouse or your wife, darling. Because I'm like, if you're going to be talking about and giving people horrible relationship advice and you are a narcissistic flying monkey, like, how dare you? Show who you are with. Oh, yeah. I need to get my water. And he showed his wife's face or whatever. I've seen cuter ones, but to each his own. That's your taste. That's your preference, plus more. And narcissistic individuals, they will run to I'm gonna say those conversations for with who they choose. And she's very girl, you from Washington State. We know who they choose. Okay. Cause that's all she see out there. Be like, oh, you choose that. But people don't care. Just whoever you choose, don't bring it. Don't bring your plantation bullshit. Don't bring the plantation bullshit to black communities, basically. So that's why she's good for the culture or whatever, because she is battling and trying to tear down and crush and stomp on that manosphere, rightfully so. She is trying to crush them. Ah, I'm just here for the battles, the YouTube battles, because since we can't get Bad Girls Club or whatever, and we're not talking about that little vibrational thing, we're talking about the battles of the YouTube streets when it comes to influencers plus more. Do not destroy your brand. Because you know, narcissistic individuals who are jealous of you, their end game is to destroy your brand, to destroy your likability or whatever, which they could never do that or whatever, because people have the right to speak for themselves. Absolutely. Long-winded, y'all. I'm from New Orleans. I don't know what they doing with them Carolina Bamas, and we're not speaking about all of them, but what's in y'all water? One of them narcs say he from Carolina. I'm glad you can answer a Q&A, sir. That's what real civic discourse looks like. And it's not appropriate for me to ask you who your psychotherapist is, darling, but why are you still in psychotherapy for all these years later? It doesn't make any sense to me as an advocate. Cell language and all, I am an advocate. I don't have to give myself a fancy title like, oh, a doctor, or a doctor of what? Darling, the real doctors I know can write them scripts, okay? Real ones, not fraudulent and fake. They always put narcs all away. And I'm not saying every individual who have a PhD or who have a master's or things like that. I'm not saying that all are just like prudes, but when they are prudish, darlings, it's like, for what? Social awkward behavior. And they will select certain professions to give them certain type of prestige, and they'll still be on to their fucking shenanigans. That's why I'm like, pay them no mind. I'm paying this on because I find it to be very interesting. I'm so glad that I dodged these nutty professors. My professors were pretty based, left politics out of learning, darlings. I'm not indoctrinated. Some individuals are so severely indoctrinated or whatever. It's just like, whoa. So I'm going all over the place because there's so much bull. That's why I be hopping from one subject to the next. Because there's so much bullshit that you see in these YouTube streets. White people don't have to see all the bullshit. Now they see different type of shit or whatever. I go over there to their side. I see arts and crafts and plus more automobiles. I see them playing the guitar and stuff like that. Go to the black diffused sector. I just block them all, darlings. It come across my screen. I just block them all. And a narcissistic flying monkey, he want to ask or whatever. I want to know. I don't want to know who your therapist is, but why are you in therapy all these years later, darling? That means it's not effective. If you're really a narc, but who could put a heavy title like that on themselves? And you should be able to give the best advice, considering, hey, narcissists act like this, you're talking about yourself. So you're basically telling people to run away from you, but he's taken, so you don't have to worry about running away from him because he's already taken or whatever. But he does recognize he is narcissistic or whatever. Apparently, therapy isn't working for him. I don't see how you have time to make the same exact videos about narcissist this, narcissist supply. See, that's what's wrong with narcissist. And I know that I give people nicknames or whatever out of endearment or if you're a clown or whatever. I haven't given him a nickname because narcs truly have no place in the universe. They don't. They have a place in their plastic social worlds or like thereof because they're not good communicators. That's why their videos tend to be very, very short. Their attention span is also very short, which is probably why you didn't have any lines for that gig on TV1. Individuals would never go there. Be like, do you want to? Absolutely not. Would you like to? Absolutely not. Last time I understood theater, you actually had to study and memorize lines, darlings. Not forget them, but memorize them. Hallelujah. And individuals in South Carolina, I'm from the South or whatever, and we're used to seeing like interracial couples and all them things because you know that them Arabs and them white men, they don't give a damn. They love black women. They love them all. It depends on how they were raised and how they grew up or whatever, and how much they spent, how much time they spent with white people. But these weirdos in South Carolina, it's like, not all of them are weird, but the ones I see across the YouTube stream, I'm like, who are you? Where do you come from? And who raised you? I'm not playing, but if I was gay, I could pull something better than that. If I love girls. Girls are beautiful, don't get me wrong, darling. We always compliment the girls. It's not love bonding, it bombing. It's showing appreciation. I'm not saying that he's saying, oh, this, because I don't know if this narc could see me right now. I could see him, and I laugh at the title and keep on scrolling. Sometimes I go to it to be like, what's today's title or disastrous recipe is going to be, darling? Okay, what is it going to be today or whatever? Narc, 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 narc. You're talking about yourself. But what is in the Carolinas water? You got one who's like pro-black, black power. He's getting there. He doesn't believe in God. His mother believes in God because she's a Christian, or he's still like, I can't pray to AY Jesus. Just pray, dude. It doesn't matter who you pray. Pray to the universe. Okay. This is why guys think that women are God. Just pray to the universe because we're so connected to nature for the most part. So full of emotions, whether it's good, bad, ugly, and indifferent. Individuals are still trying to figure out if Team Rob have, like, you know what I'm saying, a baby with Cynthia G. And I'm like, why are y'all so bombarded and just like worried about it or whatever? And then I just was like, this is very interesting. I always worried about who people are sleeping with. But it's kind of like no different from what she do or whatever, because, you know, she have to do content and whatever, and people like her who they choose. And then she get footage of Dusties with overweight individuals. We don't put obese individuals, basically. That's all they can get, especially in Washington State, because those bums don't like the work. Those bums don't like, they know how to commit fraud though. Cynthia was like, they come from Washington State, darlings. From Washington State. Now, two of the cronies are state workers in Louisiana. Okay, I should have beat their asses up, but I said I'm gonna be on my best behavior because that's why security. He was like, okay now, okay. You ain't gonna let Irish Canary in, baby. You don't know who people know. And the security guard was like, oh, they try to stop me from letting you come in. I imagine so, because they don't want these fucking comprehensive reports. Lynette Florent Yolanda Smith, if you still work for the agency, you should be fired. And if they still work, they'll run black men and save yourselves. They like to show their female clients how to engage in waste, fraud, and abuse, and then wrap it in a cute little bow and child support. People know what real IBD looks like because individuals know people that actually have been in the business for about 20 plus years. They actually know how to do their jobs without showing clients how to engage in welfare paternity fraud. You heard me. Misusing the codes. People like what codes? What codes? Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Ooh. Then Cynthia said, at least she answered her question. She said she majored in psychology. She's been saying it for a second, girl. I'm just trying to see if you're hooty hoo. Do you hear? Can you hear? So if you ask who won the battles or whatever, not only did she drag the hell out of the fucking this man, he still has not. Where is the school, sir? Where is the school? And people try to put it seem like she won. And I only call it looks like some snippets because the way she be dragging asses, like I just be like, whoo, child. Now I don't take sides. I don't have a dog in a fight. However, she said if you want to debate her, you better come with your skrilla, my nigga. And she said she don't take no layaway. And she said stop tagging her in stupid bullshit or whatever. She said a lot of things or whatever. I just be like, girl, you should have told them criminals and what she say, baby. You know what a bag on your head. That's what you do back in the day. Just a bag on the head. Have a fucking bolo. When y'all see these ones, don't hurt them. Bring them, send them to the OGs. Send them hard times. Send them to the OGs. We're gonna get to the other weirdo because his own separate upload. He's supposed to be some type of clinical psychiatrist. He's weird, and now people are starting to see that. It took him about 2 or 3 years. I'm like, how long is it gonna take for you guys to see that something is not ticking? I don't know if it's because he's from the north or whatever. But I know individuals who are from Boston or used to know. I've spoken to people that's from Boston. And they don't even act weird. To say that that's northern, right? They don't act weird like that. And Boston's have a cute little dialect, y'all. You could just, it's so thick. I'm like, wow, I just like to hear them talk or whatever. I know people from New Orleans like to hear us speak or whatever. I don't have my dialect. I don't have all my dialect, but if I get pissed off and turn into the Tasmanian devil, then more of it comes out. I don't think you want to see that. Yeah, I don't think you want to see that. But who won the battles? Cynthia probably dragged the man of space. She probably beat the motherfucking absolute living fucking pulp out of the motherfucking clowns. And not all of them are clowns or whatever. The ones who can talk with a little bit more sense, who don't have a criminal record dropping and rolling around, you know what I'm saying? Not that that matters. Awkward. It really gets awkward in the manosphere. And I don't call it a cave. I call it like a dungeon. Too bad you can't just put a lock on it. You know what I'm saying? Just lock them up. Other individuals are underdogs, and why they're a part of the ministry, I don't know, but that's their initial. But as far as the Kitten Hills, Cynthia and other individuals who are, now this one happened to be a real feminist. She was not here for the shit, and she kept saying she was gonna drop it, and she finally dropped the content a few. Y'all don't have to check her out. Now I don't align with her because I can't do the black male bashing. I can't do any type of man bashing. Now, we can bash these clowns because they don't know how to stay in their illiterate places. And it's fine if you are literate or whatever. Just understand when you are literate and understand that your feelings do not matter. Your feelings don't matter. Facts matter. Individuals are not here to coddle you. Individuals are here to speak to with among themselves. They don't have time to sit up there. I do a lot of stuff in real time, you guys, because I have nothing to be embarrassed of. Most chicks wouldn't even sit up there and be like, oh, I got to cut this little knot or whatever. I'm about to cut it right. I cut it. Okay? I cut it. And then real men don't even worry about what's in a woman's hair because when it's all said and done, all the clothes got to come off at one point in time and space. So you think a real man is worried about women's hair? Absolutely not. But that's what weak job ass motherfucking pussies do. When they cry, and then these pussy that's in the manosphere, it's like cam up and show your face and show us that they're not dating material, you guys. Then they be like, we're gonna get your passport, our passport, get y'all passport, bros. The only thing about that is other nations are not gonna let pedophiles and habitual criminals enter their nations. Nah, ex-Russia, they're not down with that. And you know, it's so amazing or whatever, because you know how you have some of these plastics or whatever, and they put on pile on all this makeup. If you see them in person, they're not gonna look like Casper, Michelle A.T.L. and Brown, because you know Nene called Latoya Jackson Casper. I was like, ooh, but then Latoya was like, oh, I stepped up. I'm just like, ooh. See, I can't do that scripted braille. I don't know if that was a script, but I didn't like that script. They pile on all this makeup on their face, and then they wonder why when they take it off, the man will run. The clown might stay because he might stay. A man will be like, this is not what I lay down with before the sun went down. Other individuals are more photogenic in person. That's why when individuals, and I'm not trying to brag or nothing, when individuals see me, they stutter some or get stuck. You know how, like, if they say celebrity, I'm not a celebrity. That just be like. So when you see individuals putting on these filters and all that, they don't look the best in person. Ask the guy. Not just saying that because, like, the Jezebels or whatever. And I'm not saying everyone is a Jezebel. I'm just gonna say that guys know when they come across a Jezebel or whatever, and the minute that they get their mind right, they're gone. They're absolutely out the door. And Jezebels and clowns they can't fathom rejection. And then they think you owe them something. You don't owe them an apology. You don't owe. Close that door, please. You don't owe them an apology. You don't owe them closure. Just leave. Give me one. Just leave. Right. You ever dated someone and you just leave? Like you want to do a video later after you put some. I'm telling people when they meet individuals who are narcissistic or whatever, don't give them an apology. You don't owe them nothing. You don't owe them closure. That's the ultimate thing of regaining your control. You don't owe them nothing. You have tips for people, dating tips? Not advice, but tips. Not now, but just think about some. Or you want to talk about another subject? I like to talk about that just to like have these younger people that's coming behind and just know what to look out for. Then I told you, another basketball player, he's probably gonna face some time unless the other person face up to being a shooter. So he done lost his scholarship plus more. This is why I do this type of videos, but I can't reach individuals because I'm banned from Twitter. And there's only one Deion Sanders, and you know what? There's only one that's like him. He's going to be tough and firm, but he's going to do it out of love. It's not too many real mentors out there. They're quitting. A lot of them don't get paid to do this. That's why these individuals in the YouTube streets, they could be out there mentoring, and when they do, they always got to have a camera. Real mentors don't have time to be filming everything. Now, if you want to get a film crew every once in a while for certain type of events, fine. But do you have to film yourself every single time you're so-called paying it forward? You're not doing it from the heart. You're doing it for exposure. You're doing it for the attention. Because when individuals are really getting out in the field, you got to put on jeans. Like me, sometimes I put on mismatched socks. You ain't going to see my socks if I have on jeans. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to really get your hand dirty. Sometimes you have to help people pick up debris. And thank y'all for moving the ambulance out of the freaking Lord Night Ward, because I got tired of it sitting there for 20 years. Now, I kept my picture of that now. You ain't see me be like, oh, look, no, I was raising hell. Why is this ambulance? I don't want this sitting out here like that. Not only does it remind individuals of Katrina, where you could have put that in a museum or something. Epic and fit. It was an eyesore, you guys. An eyesore. You would think the other individuals who actually have to drive past it every day would say something. They didn't. And they probably tried to say something. Old people probably were being ignored, but thank you for moving the ambulance. Just sitting by the bridge. I'm like, for what? Let's get back on topic, you guys. So I'm not a relationship expert or whatever. However, I just think it's very detrimental to individuals who are coming behind us to be groomed into fake belief you have to make 6 figures as a man. You know, giving these little guys bad advice, saying they don't make 6 figures. And for those who do make 6 figures, you have a nasty attitude. Ain't no real bitch finna put up with that. Not a white one, not a black one, not a Latino that's very spicy. They ain't not putting up with that. The only people that can put up with that is a hoe. Because that hoe don't have no skills. That hoe don't have no on-the-job training. That hoe don't have expertise in certain fields. Now I know that some individuals, when they're stuck in their field, they are stuck. Other individuals are not stuck. You need math, reading, arithmetic, writing, comprehension, listening skills, plus more, science, philosophy, sociology, you need all that. Whew. Like, I'm a licensed clinical, you're a prude. Like, if individuals were my professor, I would walk out the class and I would change my class. I'm not about to pay to be indoctrinated. Like I said, I'm gonna get to him and we're gonna put him on the shelf real quick because he is. So they out giving these guys this backward advice. So where you need to make six figures, you need to do this. So where you need to get those passport bros if you can pass a real background check. And stay where you go, stay where you fly, but they can't because they cannot survive in another nation off of shekels. If they could, why they keep coming back? Say, oh, they can afford to probably be there for 3 or 6 months and they'll come back. If you impregnate a foreigner, you will be paying real IVD support. America have contracts with other nations, so I don't think we'll just go over there and be a dusty and shake our dick or whatever on the fucking Colombians and the Dominican Republic or whatever, Dominicans or whatever, and not have to face consequences. Yes, you will. It might take them a long time, but yes, you will. Now you even have the Africans and they're used to their husbands having multiple wives or whatever, as long as they know, as long as it's a mutual agreement. You have the Africans coming out saying, we do not have be your property. Act like those Africans can be spicy too. Now we don't deal with the indoctrinated Africans. I can't. I can't deal with no indoctrination. But when they're based, they be like, you think you can come to Africa? You think you can come to Ghana? Ghana with that shit? No, no, give me the fucking money. And that doesn't mean that they don't want to sleep you all the time. They be sitting up there carrying the babies. Babies be on their titties and shit. They ain't got time to constantly be on their back 24/7. Babies be all on their titties. They still do that. Babies be on the titty. Think you gonna go to Ghana and you gonna sit up there and fuck over the Ghanaian women? I don't know if that's a Ghanaian accent, but I tried. Yeah. Them Africans crazy too. I told y'all, I seen one. One of them pulled up because he had two wives. They live in separate houses. One of the wives must have been pissed off. He must didn't get over there fast enough. Even though, bitch, if you got your own house, I don't give a fuck when you're coming. You know, I practice monogamy, but if I had, you know what I'm saying? If I had 2 or 3 husbands, I want you to understand. Look, baby, you gonna be on the roster. Just wait your turn. How you doing? Wait your turn. But yeah, so his wife got mad, came trying to fight the other wife, and he was not having it. You know how other motherfuckers, clowns will love 2 bitches fighting. He was like, both of y'all stop the shit. Stop these shits. You get into car, you go into house. Stop shit. I will be there. And she listened to him too. And he didn't have to sit up there and shake her. No, he said, you go in the car, you go in the house. I don't have time for this bullshit. I have to work. Uh, anyways. So I'm Black American. I'm not African American. And I let people know real fast, I'm not your kata or whatever. I don't know how they do it in Africa with the you know what I'm saying, I want to say it's the tier system, you know, because you have people that, yeah. Uh-uh. People like, why does that matter or whatever? Because some individuals think when they acquire a certain type of money that people will be willing to just like work for them or be their maid, and that's absolutely false. You can't purchase loyalty. You can be respectful to individuals. You can't purchase loyalty. So that's absolutely false. That's why other Black people just thought people just maids and Lord. They don't just work for, I don't know what movie with horrible scene y'all watching, but they don't work for just anybody. And they're not going to work for anybody if they're not respectful. Or if they just be like, oh, can you. But white people don't act like that. It was the Black people that automatically assume because people were real maids that, oh, can you get the. No, she cannot work for you. What you're talking about? The pay? Oh no, that's hard. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. This what the tramps like. Can you pay? Yeah, they want to pay you to fold their funky ass drawers, bitch. Absolutely not. I'm not touching your laundry, not your drawers. I mean, when I was a personal assistant, I will drive. All of us to get in the kitchen and cook together, like my secondary families. I'm not touching your funky drawers. You can take that to the cleaners, darlings. The only issue about that is they don't want to pay a lot of money because it's not. I mean, it's reasonable, but it just depends on what type of budget people have. I'm not. I don't touch other individuals' dirty, funky drawers. Others might. I am not others, darling. I wish I would. Okay. Or people think, oh, can you just cater? If I don't like you, I'm not catering anything. Okay, that's that. So you know how they did it on that movie with the mates or whatever, and how she put boo boo in, and black people laughed at this. I didn't. If that's what you find humorous, so be it. But she put boo boo in a white lady's pie or whatever, and it's just like I'm not some of those people. If I don't fuck with someone, I'm not gonna accept the job, and I'm actually not gonna cook for you. I don't want to work for you. I don't want to see you. So as far as just putting contaminated individuals' foods or whatever, what is the name of that movie? So y'all could tell I don't watch certain things or whatever, but I thought it was just like I was like, let me watch this or whatever. And I watched it and I seen that part and black people had a field day. Say that's how they get off on it. They get off on that type of stuff. Now, I'm not saying that white people don't get off on certain type of things or whatever, but if they do, they're vocal about it for the most part. They don't try to pretend, but black people they get off on that type of stuff. Oh shit in a white lady's pie or whatever. If I don't like someone, I'm not cooking with them and I'm not cooking for them. Cause you know you had like when I used to sit up there and host events and parties and stuff, right? People like, oh, can you? I don't like you. You're somebody else's guest. I don't like you. And I'll just keep it moving. I don't have to be disrespectful, but I'll be like, nah, I ain't gonna be like the schedule. Don't say the schedule is booked. You be like, how hell my people call your people, and then people be ringing your phone off the hook, third party, this and that. Don't say that. Just be like, I'll pass. Thanks. So yeah, all money ain't good money. And if you're disrespectful, I would never pick up a pen. I wouldn't work for you. I wouldn't drive you around. I'm not gonna be a personal assistant. I've never had those issues because I've always had wonderful bosses, real businessmen. So when you respect yourself and you know your worth, you're not gonna fall for bullshit. Do you think you can? I would never whip a pot. I wouldn't pick up a pot of water. I wouldn't put a pot of water on the stove for you. Boy, Spockins be talking about that buy back shop black. Do you see how black people truly think that they have servants? And I'm not saying that white people don't. I'm just saying that I can't relate to that. That's why when you have these clowns in the pygmy streets, only if you know who people have been around, who people have worked for, who people have, y'all. And it's not that because we don't do nepotism over here. They do it in the YouTube streets though, the manosphere, and then you have a low vibrational Jezebel sphere or whatever. I don't call it a woman sphere, it's a Jezebel sphere, and they like to say this is what black women do, and they like to use thirst traps. Ask if they look as good as the thumbnail? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So they use thirst traps in order to push their content. So the algorithms like thirst traps. Like if I were to sit up there, I could thirst trap right now. I can go to OnlyFans, Ricky Smiley or whatever, and the clowns are not going to get nakedness. They can get some pretty toes or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Pretty toes. That's how you deal with narcs where you wanna, and then Tony Gaskins. It's the porn that gets me, darling. It's why do you keep talking about porn? Did you have an addiction before, in college or whatever? And individuals probably think people. I'm not a hacker, however, nothing gets by individuals. So like I said, if I dated individuals and they're stupid, their hating ass friends were dumb enough to leave a CD around, they would toss it in the trash because they don't like porn. I don't date guys who do that. I don't date guys, and if people started doing it when I'm dating or talking to them, I let them know it's the porn or it's me, and I'll be out. I'm not about to sit up there and fuss with your feelings, darling. Now my homeboy, he watch porn. Other individuals probably have said, I ain't gonna say probably, other individuals set up porn in other people's names. Now I tried to research porn a little bit. It was disturbing for me. I really couldn't get into it because I was just like, mm. Now my homeboy, he likes porn because it beats paternity fraud. I'm gonna have to ask him why he like it. It beats paternity fraud. He have one daughter. Them hoes be thinking he not having no more kids unless he meet the right one. Yeah, but Tony Gaskins keep talking about porn or whatever. It's like, did you like porn, sir? Because I know you can't possibly fake believe that things get past women. Even if people might think, oh, I'm a high or something. I'm not a hacker, however, but in any event or whatever, I encourage young males that porn is very toxic to your psyche, and I do not recommend that you watch it. For individuals who are grown and have been there and done it, and if their spouses, some individuals watch it together with their spouse or with their significant other. I'm not them some individuals. But Tony Gaskins, he's talking about porn right now. I'm like, Owen Benjamin beat y'all to the punch truly. And he's a comedian because he actually used to watch porn and he didn't have an addiction, and he cut it. It's detrimental. So that's how he started off in these YouTube streets before being banned from YouTube and Twitter. And I knew that was coming. The moment I start following certain individuals who are actually funny comedians, I know, yeah, they're gonna find a way to just be like, y'all need to disperse. But Owen Benjamin he's been talking about that now. He's a Caucasian. Not that it matters though, but I was so grateful to hear a real man finally just talk up and speak against pornography. But whatever floats individuals' boat. We're not here to be Bible thumpers and say thou shalt not do whatever floats your boat. Now, if you come across a woman and she's not for that shit, she's not gonna say, "Can you please?" It's gonna be the porn or her, and she's gonna walk away. And then you're gonna have your jackass friends that are gonna try to. Cause I dated someone like after high school. His stupid ass friend, they're packing. He's visiting from college and stuff or whatever. And they're packing, and this dummy just like leave this. He's like, this is not mine. He broke it up and put it in the trash. He's like, I don't need this shit. I like real shit. Yeah, individuals could thirst trap right here or whatever. That's why I stay covered up a lot or whatever, unless y'all see me in some shorts because it gets really hot in the great state of Texas. But for the most part, I encourage women to cover up because you know what? OGs and gangsters, gorillas, and whatever runs with that, that's what they encourage individuals to do. Because you know, if you're walking around all the time, you ain't walking around with everything hanging out. And like other people said, if you're going to show your breasts, hide your thighs. If you're gonna show your thighs, hide your breast. And if you want to pad your breast down so they ain't always like, how you doing? Pad your breast down. Tape them down. You know how they be taping their penis? Tape your breast down. Make it look smaller. Some people be like, did you get I don't have implants. My shit is real. And that's why I used to do that because people just be like, yeah, my shit is real. And it's soft. And that's what guys like. They like soft breasts. Now, some of them might like it hard. And speaking with businessmen and doing off the record interviews, they say they like their boobs to feel natural. They like that's what they call them, their boobs. They think y'all property. But it's in a teasing kind of way. They be like, and this is my canvas, right? Businessmen are so hilarious, you guys. If you meet one, keep him. Now, their schedules are hectic, so that's why I don't like dating individuals if they're working in certain type of sectors. Their schedules are as hectic as law enforcement or military individuals. Yep. And I told y'all, I don't know how y'all feel about the FBI, but they be having some fine motherfuckers. Hank Johnson. Hank thinks Guam was gonna tip over. That's why I be like, I'm a little teapot short and stuff. I was like, it's the Guam that got it for me, darlings. That's gonna go over Shipping Zombie's head because I just threw something out there. I'm a little teapot shirt and style. Here is my handout here, and Guam is gonna just tip over like that, sir. You need to go back to geography class. Hank is in Georgia, you guys. He is such a ball. Like if you want to see like who they choose or whatever, tune into Hank Johnson. Every once in a while he make a cameo on Forbes breaking news. Plus more. I'm just cramming and running all this together, kind of like they did the waste, fraud, and abuse. That's why I do this, because people are like, why do you be all over the place? It's not because I'm CRAZY. Now, X Maps. I bet they won't. Me and her had a wonderful conversation. She was like, why are you here? She put her pen down. She started talking about her family. She was like, ooh, darling, I ain't going to tell you everything she said because it's none of your business. And I just know that, congratulations to all individuals who can do their jobs because I don't want to be a counselor. I don't want to be a therapist. Like the criminals thought I was going to be their therapist. I'm contacting you so you can turn yourselves in or retract the false information. It was like Scooby Dooby Doo. Our hands not tied. We ain't got no bolo yet. So they like sitting ducks right now. And if the laws don't get them, the streets will. You heard me? So then, let's get back to the narcissistic little individual. Now, I'm not talking about Tony Gaskins. I just be wondering, how do you interview a person like Tommy Williams and a Tony Gaskins? And I'm just throwing it out there, and then you just go back to the bottom. I thought it started from the bottom over here, and you elevating like Vlad and other people. You know what I'm saying? They getting Smokey Robinson. They getting Tony Yayo. They bringing all the boys, all the sexy boys to the yard. And I was just like, girls, I don't know if they single, but if y'all want to see eye candy, just go and tune in. Now, don't be flirting down in the comments. Just tune in. But how you, that's backward hustling. But if individuals had a good team or whatever, they would understand that. But I guess they on their Jerry Springer / Oprah / Wendy Williams / it was just it was given like a circus mixed with real reality. And people are, I'm honest with people, because some people want people to fall on their faces, even if they're getting paid to be the eyes, when their boss can be the eyes. I would never allow my boss to make a horrible decision that's going to ruin or destroy their business. I'd be like, boss, I don't care who the boss is, boss, sir, man, I don't think this is wise. But other people are like, yeah, do it. I was like, if it's gonna be all that, it ain't. You gotta understand and know when to fight certain type of battles. So it's very weird to see certain things play out in the YouTube streets or whatever. But for the most part, if I had a boss who was gonna make a very stupid or dumb fucking decision or whatever, I'd just be like, what the fuck are you thinking? Even if it missed me, hard, you know, what the fuck are you thinking? And that's why it's important for people to have others to hold their feet to the fire and not just be scared. Oh, I don't want to step on the boss's toe. Sometimes individuals need handlers. I used to wonder why athletes and other professional, and other individuals who are in like Hollywood, I used to wonder why they always need a handler. I no longer wonder. I see why. Now, don't be smothering them and don't be locking them in free Britney. Don't be locking them in houses and shit, because then their fans are gonna sit up there and protest and be like, where are they? Where are they? Okay? That's Britney fans. She have a base and they was like, free Britney, free. That's what the fucking protest looked like. Y'all, is y'all niggas paying attention? Her fans was going the fuck off. I don't know if the shit was real staged or whatever. I was here for it. I don't care if it was real staged or whatever, a movie, a event. Her fans was going off. That's why they don't like when people have a good fan base. Be like, oh, Britney's crazy. She's not crazy. She wants you to leave her the fuck alone is what she want. And not every once in a while she might sit up there. She could do whatever the fuck she wants to in her house. She could walk around naked. She could dance naked. Leave people alone. They act like celebrities don't get you're a celebrity. You're a personality. You don't get a real life. You sound delusional. And that's what people do, just filming me and stuff. It's like, I would have had a Britney moment. And I had to catch myself because I was like, you know what? I remember Britney taking that fucking bat and just like trying to fucking bust out the window. So what do I look like snatching WWL, sir? Don't record me ever again in your natural life. I just wanted to take that equipment and just smash it. and I say, you know what? I need to make a better decision or whatever. Next time, use some shades or use a wig or whatever. Individuals do not like being filmed without their permission. I thought Kirk Franklin would have tried to told you back in the day. Now y'all don't. Now Kirk don't come out no more. Kirk used to always come out. He don't come out no more. Other people don't come out when they on they hiatus and they taking a break from Hollywood or whatever, and they just want to just be like, oh, okay, now back to some normalcy or whatever. Kirk Franklin, I tell he goes the fuck off without cursing. Then they was like, oh, Kirk done cursed. How about you tend to your family's affairs? Oh, Kirk ain't right. God didn't say thou shalt not curse. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not kill unless it's justified. Thou shalt not bear false witness. And all these hypocrites. Oh, Kirk shouldn't mind your business. Cause the way that you spare the fucking rod, you spoil the child. Now Kirk is not perfect. I don't fuck with child politics, but Kirk ain't the one politicking and forcing people. Oh, you gotta do this or whatever. All he do is stomp, make you clap my hand. Yeah, that's a. He wasn't one of them Bible thumpers. Oh, it's not gonna be church music mixed with it. I don't like my church music necessarily mixed with it, but the way he did it was good for the culture. And if you never met Kirk and his wife, is he gonna go back to back for his person that he is with? He go back to back. Oh, you not finna disrespect my wife. His wife don't have to say a word. Now you catch him on a good time and you catch him when he's not eating dinner with his wife. I've told you this story a million times. Then he will speak to you. Let him speak to you. People can see you, let them speak to you. Don't just be, oh, I'm in time. Oh, he shut that shit down. He shut it down. I was like, oh, I want to say, go Kirk, go Kirk, go Kirk, but I was trying to bring more attention. Because white people, when they see him in public, they don't always know who he is. Now, when black people are like, that Kirk Franklin. Then they said, oh, can you? He was like, ma'am, please don't. Do you not see me? He know what he said. Now over here we report real news, darling. I don't get into that fake reality peach stuff. You can though. I say I don't do it because I'd rather stay. You know what I'm saying? It's the ethics and integrity and real journalism that gets it for me. But if people want to do entertainment reporting and all that other stuff, whatever, I'm just too grown. I'm over it. Just like, you know how you used to be like, oh, it's the RHOA, RHOC or whatever. I didn't do RHOP or whatever. Every once in a while I catch a snippet and I'll be like, ain't nothing going on over here. Okay, when it comes to the Real Housewives franchises or whatever, when you grow up and you mature or whatever, and you notice that, oh, it's just the same more girl fights or whatever, no empowerment, no I have your back candy, none of that. None, you're the best songwriter in the universe, none of that. Oh, Escape was the group and still is the group back to this day, and it aged well. None of that. And I use Candy as an example because she's a real businesswoman. Now Michelle A. Brown, now she's a blogger. She always gotta say blogger. I have nothing against her because I don't have a dog in the fight when it comes to her and Timothy. Both of them be out of pocket, but the Timothy, yeah, he was out of pocket. If you don't munch, don't worry about. He's like, and you fish, and you. That's not offensive to me. I'll let them do whatever you gonna talk. You gonna talk. Now some people got blocked because I don't know if they was telling Timothy what goes on behind the scenes when the girls are chatting. Darling, you are blocked. But ATL and Brown or whatever, yeah, girl, she be like, people act like I don't like Candy. People don't care whether you like Candy or not. They just know that the relationship that her and Tiny were able to keep intact, that's what a real friendship or big partnership looks like. That's what real networking looks like. So that's the amazing thing about Candy, and Candy gonna be like, you know, Candy talk funny, and have Candy ever been on Big Brother? So she would have did a good job. I think she have. I'm not sure. I don't watch it no more because individuals like, and tomorrow's the win. I'm like, you stupid bitch. It has not come on in certain regions, and you announced the fucking winner. People love to do stupid shit like that. Or that's why I don't like to watch certain reviews. If I haven't had time to tune in, where you're in there, it's gonna take you 2 to 3 years to tune. I don't want to watch the review. This bitch just knows. And tomorrow, girl, fuck you and tomorrow. Okay, not necessarily, because tomorrow be thinking she get cool point. Oh, and Tony, and you know my sister, and I just be like, you. It's sometimes you just salty. Sometimes you just salty. You salty and you don't know how that ends. It's all good, but I'm just saying. And that's what you gave your fans. I was like, girl, I wouldn't have paid you $2 for that. Y'all can see it in the YouTube streets. Tony was, I mean, tomorrow was on, but I didn't, girl, it teaches on. Teaches on. No, right now the narcissistic, he's like, I thought we was talking about narcissism. I talk about everything, boy. I like to have girl chats. Candy talks so funny. She have, but a lot of people who sing well, they do talk funny. They talk very funny. Look at Kiki Wyatt. Give her flowers, y'all. Now she be off the record, off the Richter. She got like a whole football and baseball team. She shared with the world that I guess her son had a little illness or whatever. I thought that was pretty cool, whatever. I don't watch TV, but I'm able to catch snippets. But yeah, Candy, her voice is so squeaky. I'll just be like, girl, can you fuss if you had to? Yeah, I can fuss. Can you fuss if you had to? No, I don't want that fake peach. I don't play with toys. I should have tried it when I was young. I should have. Just to experience things, you know. But Panda's like, you want a peach? She sell vibrators, y'all. She sell vibrators. She was selling lip gloss or whatever. I don't know how the restaurant is. I've never gone there to eat. I know if I did, I would give a real food review. Can you be like, oh yeah, girl, friend, we don't do fake news over here. I would give a real food review. And I know y'all not over there putting sugar in y'all greens, darling. That must be a Georgia thing. Georgia? Y'all need to stop playing, because Candy could really be salty and she could be on her best behavior. Now, I don't know what y'all do, blogger, Ms. Michelle ATL, because I just used to like when she shared her shoe closet and stuff like that. I was like, I didn't know that y'all, I mean, who's writing these scripts? Because I want to know so I can write a script or whatever, because I have no idea what's going on when the girls are fighting. Clive, girls are fighting again. Yeah, Candy, and Candy, they do well in concert. I know they fans had a good time. Candy be like, now I do Playbill and stuff like that. Yeah, but y'all want to see what a French and that. You saying that Candy and Tony don't be or whatever, because girls are gonna fight. Period. It's about that. It's something specific about that. I love you, sis. They just be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? And Candy and Tony, they have it. It might not be perfect or whatever. People might not be able to get to see it, but when they are either around, you can tell that they have it. They can joke around with each other without being salty and stuff. They have that connection. They have that chemistry, and that's what you need when it comes to entertainment. You need that chemistry. You ain't gotta be perfect. You ain't gotta be best friends, but I think that they are best friends. If they not, they sure did play the role well throughout decades. Who can I run to share this empty space? That's what we had back in the day, y'all. Who can I run to when I need love? Girl, what's the girl? How many people you don't sleep with? Candy, I get this from you messy ass blogger. Not that this was the Jermaine Dupri that took me out, darling. They say Candy had let Candy do Candy. Candy ain't worrying about what y'all doing. Y'all did a lot worse than Candy. Y'all mad because Candy know how to move. Candy know how to navigate without having her business all in the streets like that. And then people be like, come out the woodworks 15 years later. And Candy slept with this. And Candy, I'm like, bitch, it's 25, 30. It's like obvious years. I don't care. I don't care. And Candy got good taste. Y'all see Todd? Todd a handsome little midget. What you do? Oh, what Candy do with that midget? She picked that midget up like, yeah, come on, baby. Come on, baby. He a handsome little midget though. I can't that midget. I'll be in prison. I will be in prison. I'll be in prison. Get over and get ran the fuck over. One or two, baby. Pick one. But Todd is handsome. So Candy got some taste or whatever. And that's how Candy got taste. I don't watch RHOA no more, whatever. But as far as like, y'all can see Candy in the streets. I guess she's supposed to be doing some thing with AMP or something. I don't know what AMP is. I guess it's like Station Head or whatever. Y'all, it's too many apps for me. Y'all, I'm getting old. Shit. I am getting old. I know people probably be like, yeah, sorry. Yeah. But yeah, shout out to the real influencers who's actually influenced the entertainment world, music plus more. That would be her. That would be Candy. She's a writer. Y'all don't know what she ever. She wrote a lot of stuff. I used to forget that she know how to write. I used to forget she know how to write. I was trying to say write her Ossoff or whatever. But then Ossoff might think I'm beckoning and calling him in DC. I just like, you not know entertainment and music, sir. Plus more. Stick to your politricking. How you doing? Stick to your politricking. All right, you guys. Because I'm about to be winding it down. This is when I talk. That's why I usually rant. Because if I rant, I stay fired up. If I start just like, then I just be making myself like sleepy. I like if you're under hypnosis or whatever, my voice be so soothing, and then if I talk like this and start whispering, I'll be making myself sleepy. We're gonna talk more about Candy or whatever, but y'all could, for the meantime in the between, you see Candy ain't going to no Bigo. She going to Amp or whatever. Everyone stop tuning in the Station Head. You heard me. Gotta listen to the mob every once in a while, baby. You gotta stay grounded and humble, darlings. And then I also gotta get the tea out of the horse's mouth. How you doing? So, shout out to individuals who are just concentrating on, you know what I'm saying, building and growing or whatever. I know that we're not developers and we often have to rely on, you know what I'm saying, other people's pet projects like apps or whatever. Have to risk getting kicked off and having my random poem from years ago when YouTube first got started erased off the YouTube streets when the algorithms or the Jezebels or something trying to battle the machine in the YouTube streets or get kicked off of Twitter with it. We can't whine and complain. And that's why a lot of individuals who operate and they're passionate about it, they have a website. They have a website. I don't have time for a website right now, whatever, because I'm a firm believer. It's like I have to put my all into things, whatever, and I'm not able to put my all into writing or whatever. But now, when I do pick up the stick, I like to talk to DC. I like to talk to DC. Not about politicking. No, we want to talk and see why is DC crumbling. It's a whole different discussion, darlings. You might have to check the political section. But I don't do politicking. I do policy. So I'd rather stick to my niche is it's entertainment, music plus more, whatever. When I'm not doing it, I don't watch sports no more because it's turning. I ain't talking gay. It's a little feminist. It's the feminism for me that's in sports, and I don't like it. So I haven't watched sports. I catch the snippets or whatever. Catch the little commentators every once in a while. They be talking and shit about the Saints. It's all good. Nothing changed. We still who that's. We still bleeding black and gold. So we don't know who's gonna make it to the Super Bowl, whatever. And no, speaking of sports, don't it seem like the Lakers always? It's the Looney Tunes super team that LeBron built that did it for me. What do you guys think about that? How you doing? I don't know who LeBron trying to chastise, sir. I don't know if I've said this in another episode, sir. If you want a cello, all you gotta do is say, "Hola, and como estás?" Otherwise, you ain't getting your flowers. If you act like you're too good, other athletes wasn't too good. Other athletes wasn't too good. Don't you tell me nothing about Jerry. Boy, I don't give a fuck about that picture. I'm gonna keep saying that too. I'm gonna do it every Friday. I'm gonna do it every Friday, even though today Monday. Do it every Friday. Hallelujah. By any means necessary, I will have a voice. I'm gonna say MLK. Every day is MLK Day for me. I am on my by any means necessary shit. So y'all can hear turn the other cheek. We tried. Y'all ancestors tried that for 60 seconds. It didn't work. It didn't work. Sometimes it takes violence. Sometimes it takes violence. But yeah, you guys or whatever, we're gonna everybody like being on the chopping block at Crowns and T Media. All you have to do is say so or whatever, and because of those antics, we're gonna leave it to moderating and other people to review House Party because I don't want to see it. Yes, that's what I do. If you piss me off, I'm not spending my money. I am not spending my money. Like in theaters now, I don't give a fuck. I can make my own movies. I am the director, darlings. Okay. Now it might not be your cup of tea, however, it is news and it's giving everything. Now we leave it up to the real journalists. That's why I say y'all had one time to go head to head, and toe to toe with Operation Mockingbird, and you motherfuckers failed miserably. If y'all call that the new media, darling, how you doing? I don't know what to call fake news. No one eyesight caught. Oh, I love wrestling. Tyrus, you want to fight for him? As I've asked you yesterday, if you can see the Irish Canary, you want to. He loves wrestling. I say, oh, that's your guilty pleasure. Got him. That's you love wrestling. Now you gotta tune into Fox and you gotta look at that shiny belt that Tyrus be wearing as a prop or whatever. That's what you get to see. He love WrestleMania. You boys are really quirky. They love sports, so that's his weakness. And Tony Gaskins, Owen Benjamin, he used to have a porn addiction. That's not his weakness anymore. He loved his wife, his real wife, Amy. We call her Sunshine, and she knows how to make the most fabulous, according to him, sourdough bread from scratch, darling. A real wife, darling, not exchange, not a fake one. Nah, it's the fake divorce decree. Michelle A.T. and Rhonda from 2010, they got me. You know what still gets me to this day, darling? You blogger from ATL that you showcased a rat or whatever from these YouTube streets that faked her death or whatever. I'm not sure her mother really have cancer, but she said she was a millionaire, and if you're a millionaire, you should be able to pay for your mother's treatments, darling. It's the scammers that gets me. No, it's the faking your death in the YouTube streets. She's like, I didn't fake my death. Yes, you did. If your actions are inactions, you fail to stand up when your managers or producers were on a goose chase saying, oh, something has happened to her. I didn't freak out because I said, this rat is up to shenanigans. And then she fled her ass to California. She had to get out of ATL because she's a fake promoter and she made this flyer that individuals still have pulled up in the archive, girlfriend, Michelle. Okay? And she said that she was going to be hosting an event and rappers are going to be there. No, they weren't. I don't like you. They were not going to be there. I don't like you. It had their face on the flyers and everything. If you don't remove that, if she would have really, if that event would have gone on and people would have just been looking for certain superstars to be there, I don't fuck with you. So I really would have raised hell over that. I would have made up a Twitter account. They thought I cut up on a fucking stage at that I couldn't get on the stage. Absolutely not. I can't dictate everything, but girl, it's the fucking with the ops that get me. You're not, and you're a wannabe groupie or something, and you be showing your thirst. You don't look like that no more, baby. And I'm older than you, and I still look 10 times better than you, darling. Neither here nor there. And you need to put some respect on it, sweetie. I don't know where you from, because I don't think you're from the ATL. She went to California now. I don't think she's from the ATL with a darling. Seasoned bitches don't give a fuck about you young hoes at all. That's it and that's all. No shade. But yeah, the blogger, Michelle A.T. and she's like, every day we gonna talk, she's like, I'm being petty. We gonna keep that in the archive. My subscribers don't remember that I put her picture in her flashing across the screen or whatever and saying rest in peace. I do. Now you say you're a blogger with ethics and integrity. And she like, to try to deflect. Eyes met Tyler Perry. See, eyes don't care, girlfriend. Eyes don't care. Then the shit get mad at Tyler Perry, Mr. Perry, because he said he don't discuss race with his kids. He could discuss whatever he wants with his kids. He does not have to program them to hate themselves. Now that's getting into a whole different arena, darling. But I'm dropping the monologues as best as I can. It's been a while. I am dusty, Michelle. Help me out. Or not. So Michelle used to also speak about how individuals destroyed her property or whatever. Let bygones be bygones or whatever. But it's still good for the culture for her to share that type of stuff because this is what motherfuckers do, basically. They will destroy your shit. Especially when you tell them to get out if they are not, you know what I'm saying? If they can't oblige by the obligations. And I don't have a dog in this fight or whatever. So in Michelle, when you feel like if she feel like she's gonna be hurt, she's just gonna pull out the dagger. So then she was like, it's giving coke, or it's giving crack. Oh, well, I don't know his drug of choice. I just know that people be out of pocket or whatever. But when they are, whatever, drag them. If that's what y'all want to do for the next 10 years, so be it. So be it. And it's not where I come to get my real news or whatever, but so be it. Every once in a while, we got time for the righteous shit. Y'all know I can't pop with this hand. Y'all see that? Yeah. Let me pull this down for DCB telling people next. They tell people, oh, you need to wear sleeves, or I'm not in DC. I don't know who they talking. Talk to the sheep and zombies about a dress code, darlings. And if I really want to be funny, I will go my ass to OnlyFans or whatever, and I say, see, they keep on stealing money, so this is what I gotta do. I ain't getting on no strip. I just gotta take it. Show them your toes, Ricky. Getting on no damn OnlyFans. Shout out to individuals who have to do what they have to do, whatever. I don't know what the love vibration spectacles have to do, though. I know it'd be hard for you today if you're showing your peach to the whole entire universe. Some guys don't like that, so make sure you get with guys who do and don't have a problem with it, basically. So yeah, whatever floats people boat, whatever floats your boat, whatever floats your boat. I need a hairpin. I really want to. When I do my shit, it just be very loose or whatever, because I like to keep my edges. I like to keep my edges. I don't like stuff to be super tight to where it's just going like that. Last time somebody did some braids, my eyes was doing this. No, I'm not Asian. Other people are. Other people are Blasian, okay? That's what the black people call people Blasian. Y'all very awkward. And I took my hair down, bitch. I don't give a fuck how cute I look. My eyes not finna be bored. I said, oh, darling. I will be pulling back up, and I'm taking this out right now, and you will be ready when I pull up, so you can redo my fucking hair. I spend my money wisely, baby. I don't want to come just, and you don't feel it to the end, y'all, because people are like, I was like, I didn't really feel it to the end. I'm just like, okay. It was embraced. It was have to retract it. It was what they call it? A sewing. A sewing. And individuals always talk about stuff with hair. Let's get back to the clowns. Be like, oh, it's the different type of hair. People can do anything if they're sitting in the brick in their basement. Okay? And it's certain type of things that you don't do when you already understand and recognize it's a reason for any given season. Basically, you're dressed and wear your hair according to what you're doing. So if people are in a real professional, what the hell is that? That's a dog. That shit look like a fucking lion or something. That motherfucker jumped high. Yeah, but when people are I'm trying to make sure it was fucking cold video, y'all. when people wear their hair a certain way or whatever, they're not gonna wear their hair the same. Well, I wouldn't recommend it, but people have to be taught how to do certain things. Some of them don't have mammies to teach them. You don't wear your hair to a job how you would wear your hair to a club or a concert, and vice versa with the wardrobe and the clothing. Basically, it shouldn't take rocket science, but these mammies and these hoes ain't raising their kids. Y'all know we be having hyenas on the other side. I'm trying to figure out, is this a dog or that motherfucker moving fast? I ain't never seen it before. I'm using my peripheral vision, y'all, cause mm, yeah. Y'all see, I got quiet real fast. I don't fucking play around with other people's dogs. Now I know my bandit, he ain't gonna bite or attack unless he have to. And people always say, "Oh, wolf! Oh my God, he's more petrified of you screaming than you thinking he's a wolf and he's not a wolf." And you're like, "Oh my God, it's a wolf!" And it don't make it no better when he go. "Urgh." I don't know what this little fella is doing. Okay. And the one outside class better start getting rested. He say, "I sleep well, I eat well." You better not relapse, or you better not start back drinking that Red Bull and that soda. That's not good for you. And you better stop eating them edibles unless your doctor recommend it. Because if you're taking medication, you could have some type of weird reaction. Now, I'm not your doctor, boy. But it don't take that rocket science to see that. I'm pretty sure it tell you on your prescription bottle. Yeah, on outside class, be like, and I'm gonna eat right. You know, you're gonna fuck up that. Love that chicken from Popeyes. You know, you love that fucking chicken, baby. And where he ate, that chicken probably tastes a little bit better or whatever. If they marinate that shit, I don't like the fact that they fucking up the recipe. I don't like the fact that when they buy franchises or whatever, independent little fucking franchises, that they fuck up the recipe or they don't. Your spicy don't taste spicy. You cook that shit and drop it way far in advance when you should be caught cooking and dropping according to the flow of your business, the traffic. Then want to double cook the chicken. And, oh no, baby, you're getting this back. No, I don't eat fast food a lot. I prefer restaurants or whatever with good customer service plus more. Cause I believe in the value of my okay. But yeah, I prefer good customer service, you guys. But yeah, when it comes to the Popeyes in certain areas or whatever, New Orleans got it beat. Cause that's where Popeyes originated from, New Orleans. And you can also tell the difference between spicy and mild chicken. So my other when Popeyes have gone all across the universe, people are like, "Ew, Popeyes not all. It's not all that in your neck of the woods, because they're not preparing it right." But that gets you into the restaurant and culinary arts. You know, yeah. When I saw Cops restaurant, you know, like the famous chefs. I didn't meet him. I met his right hand woman, darling. She was like, "Who are you?" Wrong question or whatever. I would want to answer that privately, darling. I met his right hand woman. She was so beautiful. Told her I catch up. I got stories for days. Funny, funny stories. She's like, "You're so beautiful. Where are you from? You sound different." I'm from New Orleans. I just, you know what I'm saying. You gotta mix it up a little bit, darling. She's like, "Oh," I was like, "Yeah, darling." Y'all ever been embarrassed? Just like to, just, and even she looked like, "I cannot believe you're related to." I can't believe it either. Very embarrassing. That's why I was like, I try to give him his flowers, but I sat up there, I'm like, "God damn it, Greg Gutfield and Tyrus and Kat. Them motherfuckers have Anthony Bourdain. Them motherfuckers had a fucking chefs. Shit. Throw a fucking wrench in fucking game theory. The virtual kind, not the shit that's about John Nash and shit. The real mathematician and who know how to do real math." I was like, shit. Our nemesis have access to all the fucking baddest chefs in the fucking universe. What are we gonna do? And then Greg is like, Greg Gutfield, like, I don't know. What's the plan? Not who gonna get a famous chef. His flowers and his trophies from Crowns and Tea podcast plus more. The podcast shut down. I'm still handing out flowers. And he make the best oyster dressing when I saw cops. And no, you cannot have him. And he's shy a little bit. Well, I don't know if he's shy, but he don't like to be on TV a lot of way. I'm like, who's gonna watch fake news CNN? They'll be like, oh, Scooby Dooby Doo. Oh, we know her weakness is food. It's oyster dressing. We got the chefs. They got the drops on all the chefs, y'all. It's absolutely insane. So that's why I just be like, okay. Brian Stelter reports weren't so reliable. Sources weren't so reliable. And we do real news over here, darlings. But gotta be on my best behavior and be nice because they have access to all of the chefs who are my favorites. Even a deep dive, man. Y'all remember him? He be pulling up on doing a deep dive when he had a blonde hair and he talk kind of funny or whatever. But they have access to the other chef. Red Goodfield. He wrote a real book and he autographed it. I like the oyster dressing. Then some weirdo was like, oh, don't make oyster dressing this holiday season. That was a couple of years ago. I was like, I don't know if I should waterboard you or hang you off a cliff. Speak for yourself, you jackass. Oh, I don't really want you don't want it. You know I love the oyster dressing. And I haven't had it in a few years. Thanks, dummy. Oh, I was so pissed off. I wanted to choke. I'm like, you told him you didn't need what? Now I'm going to have to go to the restaurant and get it. That's why I don't talk a lot of shit because I'm like, fake news CNN have the fucking drops on the fucking shelves. And then the one outside class be like, oh, I ain't never have oyster dressing and you ain't getting it. Unless you go to the restaurant. And I know you ain't going to New Orleans, are you? How you doing? I cursed like a sailor, but I should have told his right hand woman when she came to the car. She was like, "Who are you?" I was like that, and she was running some stuff. Now I was like, "Dear, I know, I understand that. I knew that part. I'm on it. It happened again. Let me know." So, I should have been like, "Hey, now I don't want to see him because I'm shy, and he doesn't like to be on TV because he just really doesn't like the spotlight like that. So." Tell him I think he's one of the most magnificent, you know what I'm saying, chefs in the whole entire motherfucking universe. You feel me? Okay, that's it. That's all. That's what I should have told that beautiful woman. We just kind of staring at each other, and then I'm like, so it was almost like I was meeting him because it was his right hand woman. So, but I was shy anyway. I don't even want to. I don't even know how. I just be like, oh. If never would have made it without you had a song, darling. It's to giving opportunities to jackasses. What'd you say, dear? Oh, I can't believe I'm related to him either. Don't you tell nobody now. Yeah, but I should have just been like, can you just tell Mr. Such and Such that I think he is such an amazing chef in the entire universe. Him and others, however, he just like put a certain spin and swag on that. Yes. That's what I should have told her. I didn't want to be a fanatic and fan out though. I was just like, oh my God, she is. I was nervous because like, oh my God, what is she doing? She's not coming to the car. She's coming to the car. She's coming to the. I was like, oh my God, what am I gonna say? Then I took a deep breath. Y'all know I can pass out, right? I passed out before. So I'm trying to see people. I would literally. One time I passed out, they thought I broke my neck. I passed out, and then I just be like. And then she just started talking. She was so sweet too. Anyway, if I tell you, Mom, I'm gonna have to kill you, Greg. He was like, "That's a little extreme." I said, I know. Would you like to find out why we killed? Greg's like, no. Let's stick to the. Let's stick. So they just, girl, y'all Fox is trying to say this thing that we know is entertainment and comedy, darlings. Yes, they trying, baby. That's why I be saying to these skits and these scammers and these YouTube streets. I say, we know where to tune in if we want a good laugh, or two, or three, or four, or five, or six, seven. How you doing? Ah, yeah, I would say a line. I ain't gonna say it. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna put that in the chambers. All right, so I've been going for a minute and 20, an hour. I keep saying a minute, an hour and 20 minutes. It takes a while for this shit to upload or whatever. It takes like light years, darlings. The sheep and zombies will probably be asleep by the time it completes. And when I saw cops be like, ooh, the bar so could the bars will beat your ass, boy. The bars will beat you. That's why I can't be on TV. The bars will beat your ass, boy. Gotta do it like this, Tony, y'all. I just think it. I'm in problem with the scissors, but imagine it being a bait. Be like the bars will beat your ass, boy. But I told y'all the one outside cops, he really has some type of issues now. His commentary is he flip flops. That's because he ain't got it all, but at least he's doing something so that he's not. Stop tearing up them Dallas Public Library, boy. No, that's your dog. So he he's doing something to occupy his time to where he's fucking up the people fucking bushes. The owner's like, no sir, don't do it. I was wondering. These dogs are stubborn. Yeah, but at least he's doing something to occupy his time and stuff or whatever, even though he made excuses. Now, I was eating all Popeye chicken. I could, his one of his, all Popeye chicken. That's his trademark. Because he want to get his eye fixed or whatever. He probably shouldn't. But as far as losing weight, you need to lose weight. Stop eating all that sugar. Stop eating all that sugar. Stop eating drinking red dye. You can slip or go into a fucking manic episode by a combination of that and not getting enough rest and not eating a proper diet. But he'd be like this. Oh, I love that cheer for Popeye, but I ain't have time to go to the courthouse in LA. So your opinion so truly don't matter. It don't. It really don't. But as far as for the device and stuff, that shit was, all of it was full of shit and unnecessary. I don't care if it was fake, real, stage, mock corporacy. It was not good for the culture, and it still isn't good for it. And both of them everybody had a role to play in that bullshit. If the event was real. And when outside cop be like, I just thought you was studying criminal. You should have brought your ass to LA, boy. I ain't had no money. I owe them Chicago. People don't want to keep on saying Chicago tree. You're supposed to be going on tour and doing meet and greets and stuff like that. Pictures was cute. People showed up for you. It should have made you feel like it should have did something to your spirit. One outside cost remind me of these individuals. You know how people that have like real handicaps and they be getting so happy and they be like, oh, thank you. And they can barely speak because they have Down syndrome. Oh, and they cry sometimes when they're real happy. That should have did something to your spirit when people showed up for you when you went to Vegas and stuff. But he be like, oh, I ain't couldn't go to LA. Well, shut the fuck up then, boy. And you better play with my radio because she have patience for y'all slow little school bus, short buses, gammas. I don't have patience like that. I'll be ready to be green like this. But don't green like this fool. But I told y'all, the one outside class is just like, he love to get blocked too. I bet you every celebrity done blocked him at this point. All he do is talk shit or whatever. I say, boy, you don't want to burn bridges to the point to where you can't land real interviews that are not staged. Now, you might want to learn from Valet. He's not perfect. Okay, Rick Ross? He ain't perfect. But he ain't with that fake shit. And if somebody say something, he gonna have people to come on his platform to address the bullshit. And We know who some of them people are, because Gilbert Arenas still. How you doing? He just keeps. Well, we tried to get the celebrity boxing match going on. Somebody tapped out. It wasn't Gilbert Arenas though. Now the crazy girls are fight. CRAZY. His. So I'm watching that fight. Real fight. Where I'm tuning into that fight because that one chick got the other one because the other one is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. She like, I want him to be mine. He ain't either one of y'all's really. It's like y'all old people just get y'all grandmas off the internet. The whole thing. It's OT. When outside class be like, ooh, do you have social experiences, Scooby Dooby Doo? Huh? You got social experiences, boy? Stop drinking and stop drinking that Kool-Aid. Stop drinking that Red Bull. Take your medication. Exercise and lose weight. Not because you're obese, but when you get older, you want to be in a nursing home? Who gonna take care of you? People say, I take care of you. Look at Craig. Craig see it's hard for people to have personal assistants and home health care nurses and stuff like that. He thought it was easy. Other people make it look easy when they are passionate about taking care of elderly populations who are vulnerable. Now, you're not elderly, sir. You're younger than me. And it's time for you to grow up. You can still have the fun and shit like that, but it's time for you to grow up. Stop eating them edibles before you have a relapse. Another manic episode, like when you fucked up that Dallas Public Library. But he was honest. So, yeah, we here for it. He didn't make no excuses. He said that was the best fucking thing that happened to him when they arrested him and tased him. They tased you, boy. Goddamn. Dallas don't play. They ain't got time for that. Like, officers, they don't like to chase. Like, you should have just froze. But he survived, and he said, I thank God. We're glad you're here, too. We hope you learned your lessons. Now all he got to learn is how not to be used and let people leash off of him and ride a coattail because he trying to fly, y'all. He trying, but he gets so excited and you can't get starstruck, darlings. Somebody might need to be on your platform more than you know what I'm saying, like other individuals. But I'm here for it, y'all. I don't sit up there and interfere with stuff. I just be watching, tuning in. Outside class, he just be like, oh, something to my spirit. If anybody ain't ever tell you, boy, your mental health is all you have. And using it as a crutch, it's detrimental. But when people are able to learn how to take accountability and responsibility for their actions or inactions, they're able to learn, they're able to grow, they're able to crawl before they walk, able to walk before they leap, able to leap before they soar, before they fly. Fly. That's why I'll be using a representation of the eagle. Free bird. Free. So we no longer wonders why the caged bird sings, says Irish Canary. So yeah, people sit up there and use subtle language and I use a little drama where I'm not spilling a cold, weak, 300 years of slave tea. This is old. I heard this on the streets when we was kids. Like, I don't have time for that. We got time for change. We got time for progression. We got time to and people keep on saying these sheep and zombies are not serious about mental health, because if they were, they wouldn't be playing all these stupid tricks on the YouTube streets. So I don't know if you're in on the little gotcha in the YouTube streets or whatever, but in the long run, it's detrimental to your psyche. So when I saw Kyle, like, oh, he happy he got a relationship back with his parent, but they did exactly what they're supposed to do, cut his ass off. And he apologized to his grandmother. So he said his grandmother barely moved around, but he apologized to her. And don't say I'm sorry. Say I apologize, Grandma. Like, I can't stand people say I'm sorry. I apologize if it's genuine. Because people will be like, I'm sorry. Every time they fuck up, they just want to say, I'm sorry. Yeah, I fucked up. I'm sorry. Yeah. No. And when individuals going through that episodes, you have to show tough love. So that's what his grandmother showed him or whatever. And it broke her heart. Old people are not like the new generation. They cannot deal with all the stupid stuff that's going on in politics and this bullshit that's going on in the church because that's all she knew. So you shouldn't just don't mess up their world like that. Like I have my bits with the church, but I don't walk into the motherfuckers. Now my pastor, he's no longer here. I will walk into his church. I don't walk into that bullshit where you got to be forced to vote this way. If you not black, you ain't Democrat. I don't do that shit. My pastor, I will walk in all day long because there's no ATMs in that old church. That's why my grandmother loved Hillary. Girl, do you know how many gates Hillary have? Do you know Hillary? She likes to ignore you. She doesn't like to take a compliment. She just like to do 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 do. I don't. Hillary could have picked up the phone. You think I'm gonna break my grandmother's heart and be like, Hillary is such a fucking evil bitch? Oh no, I heard she eat babies, grandmother. Like you cannot like. No, you can't do that to old people. Let them have their joy. Cause that's selfish of us. Even though if we know, Hillary, Miss Hot Sauce in the Bag Swag, Miss Madame Secretary, why are you no longer basing what changed that throughout the course of the years, darling? So the one of our psychos have learned valuable lessons, hopefully, or whatever, and hopefully he'll continue to learn more for himself. That's what real, organic, and genuine innate change looks like. So you may not have all the resources and you might not have all the tools or whatever, but you have just enough so you can help yourself. So it doesn't matter if individuals are real therapists, if individuals are educators, if individuals are trained and qualified law enforcement or what have you when it comes to first responders and essential employees plus more or essential workers. It's up to you to be your own change. That's the universal message. So, and that's what I'm going to end on. I'm going to end on a good note or whatever. I'm going to drag your ass. At the end of the day, we want you to stand on your own so you're not fucking up police cars and burning police cars and burning business and burning establishments. We want you to stand on your own 10 toes and 2 feet. Whew, I'm long-winded, y'all. So you're not feeling entitled to other people's money, feeling like you can misuse their identities and social security numbers, feeling like you can misuse O&B forms to steal their wages, hard-earned monies. So this is Envy Greatly reporting live from the motherfucking it's not a basement, it's a garage. People like it's a basement or what? No, that's an attic. This is a basement plus more. Okay. Okay, so now that we got that out there, this is my little personal breed, y'all. Yeah, see, this might be yeah. I self-isolate so I don't go to prison. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day or whatever. And shout out to individuals who are real influencers, who are really influenced the fucking universe once again. I said that earlier, but I had to bring it back one more time. Okay? I had to bring it back one more time. Shout out to individuals who are real innovators, baby. That's you. Or some of you, because shout out to individuals who are free thinkers and who are not afraid to, I say thinkers. I want to be fun up a bit. Sometimes that's why I be having to just tone down on, put this on a back burner, speaking a little bit of conversational Spanish plus more, so that I'm not getting tongue tied. And then it doesn't help in my Louisiana and Texas. Louisiana be wanting to take over. Texas be like, no, they have to be able to understand you. Okay? Yeah. Sometimes my tongue just be like, be battling. And Louisiana always want to take over. So that's the struggle. And Texas be like, take it down just a notch. So shout out to individuals who are free thinkers and who think for themselves. They don't have to be told how to feel, how to react. Okay? They don't have to be told that. They could just use their discernment, use their common sense, basically. Sometimes all it takes is basic common sense. A lot of sheep and zombies don't have that, unfortunately. But you never try to wake them up. No, they're so sleep that they stay so woke. You just be like, darlings, and you basically just cut them off. That's what you do, just walk away. Yeah, just walk away. No. Every once in a while, I reply to things or whatever. Is it worth it to do it every single? Absolutely not, darlings. It's a waste of your positive kinetic energy that could be utilized and going to, you know what I'm saying, more important uses. All right. So I'm no longer doing intros, Crowns and T Media, and I don't know how long this is going to be in production. It's just pilots. And it's also for me. I just where is DC? Where is your Biden? Hmm? The boys are crazy, y'all. So yeah, most importantly, and I'm always gonna say, shout out to individuals who love themselves because I think that's very important, no matter who you are or where you come from. And Greg says, stop telling people they can be all that they can be. You can be anything that you want to be. I say you can be what your heart desires as long as you put forth the effort and the hard work. Greg said people want to be a unicorn. I was like, I do. I do. Not a unicorn. It's the took me straight out. Not you. Greg says maybe we need to elaborate. You can be anything that you want to be as long as you put as you can be anything that your heart desires as long as you put forth the hard work, commitment, dedication, the grit, the blood, the sweat, and the tears. And no, you cannot be a unicorn. That's the part that got me when he's like, people are saying you can be whatever you want to be or whatever. And you're right. We need to elaborate. If you put in the hard work, the grit, the blood, the sweat, the tears, the dedication, the time, the commitment, the passion, you too can be greatness. Plus more. I ain't yelling back to DC because DC is full of a bunch of old prudes, okay? Not all of them. And the ones that have sense, they always trying to sit up there and kick them in the fucking nuts. Now, I don't have an intro, you guys. I don't have an intro, darlings, ladies and gents. So that was for the Crowns and Tea podcast. However, I'm thinking about getting a sound effect machine, but there's nothing like the sheep is always in the Matrix. All right, love yourselves and know that individuals are rooting for you. As long as you're not habitual offenders and criminals, basically, I root for you. And no, it's not love by me, narcissistic flying monkey. Now I pass the mic back to him, but I don't know if that Caroline, I don't know what's in the water boy. I don't know if he can see me, but that's my response. Hallelujah. All right, you guys. Now I gotta jet. Adios. Bye.